Every card magician has one control that makes every force, every routine, every control possible. And it's called the little finger or the pinky break. It's invisible, it's powerful, and once you master it, you suddenly have control over the entire deck without anyone noticing a thing. Today we're going to learn not just one, but we're going to learn 4 different ways to make this essential sleight a possibility so that you can use it in almost any situation. So make sure you watch all the way to the end to learn all 4 different ways and learn different tips that you can do to help become better at doing it. Now remember, this is my card magic journey, so I'm not going to be perfect on every one of these, but I'm going to be able to show you the concepts, I'm going to be able to show you the methods, I'm going to be able to show you the ways of doing it. And over time, hopefully we will become better working together. Do you want to master card magic faster? Grab my free First 100 Techniques PDF. It's your step-by-step guide to building real magician control. Download it now and start practicing smarter today. Click in the link in the description below to get your free copy. Now let's get back to it. We're going to break it down. We're going to show you 4 different ways to do the pinky break. So let's look at it right here. So basically all we're going to do is we're just going to come in and you use the other hand. Most of the pinky breaks are done with 2 hands. And all we did is we made it so that we set up the deck, and you should not be able to see it on the front side here, but on the back side here we have got the pinky break that we put in. So we start, and I'm going to show you from the side camera here, or this kind of over the side camera. So we start with the deck right here, and it's fully together. There's no, we're not having any breaks whatsoever. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in our other hand, and I'm gonna kind of bring it in so my elbow's upwards here a little bit, so you can't, so it's a little bit out of position. But all I'm doing is I'm just grasping the deck and putting a pinky in there. So that way I have the break on the back side, the front side, not really visible at all. Okay, so let's break it down. I'm going to show you the 4 different ways to do this, and with some practice it should be invisible from the front and most of the sides, and as you get better at it, it should get smaller and smaller and smaller of a break. So let's start off with the 2-handed method, and this is the way that most card magicians do this. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways, 2-handed here, that we can do. And all we're going to do is we're going to start with the dealer's grip. And it's pretty simple to get into. We're going to bring our other hand in, and we can come in with a front end grip here, and you can just, talk back and forth with the cards. So you're doing your patter and everything, and you pick up the cards. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just come in and bring it back into dealer's grip. And when I do that, I'm going to hopefully be able, I'm going to do it sideways here. When I do that, all I'm doing is I'm bringing in, and I'm going to go to a particular point in the deck. Okay, and it's just a little awkward here. I'm going to come in, and all I'm doing is just lifting the cards up. And you can do this under the guise of patter and looking straight at the audience, so that way they don't see you do that. Okay, and all I did, and you guys saw the pinky break come in, that's all I did. The pinky break is there now. Okay, you can't see it from the front. Okay. The sides are covered for the most part. You're not going to see it from most angles. And I actually have a little bit too big of a break here because I'm actually all the way across. It should be down like that. So again, pinky break is in there. It's a pretty large break. That's probably about 1/3 of an inch. As you get better at it, your pinky break's going to get down closer to that 1/8 inch mark. And if you watch now in the front, you can see a little bit of a break here, and I'm going to try to zoom in on that a little bit. To get rid of that, all I do is I push up on the cards. See how that disappears? Okay. Another way I can do that is I can actually push down on the cards. So if you come in on both sides and just make it real gentle, it's not going to be as noticeable like you're pressing down. But also you can bring this finger here up on the front corner of the cards, and that's one of the reasons why we taught that in the beginning. You know, the dealer grip is coming in and blocking that front corner of the cards there, so that way, you know, that way you don't see any cracks in the deck here. The biggest thing when you're doing a pinky break is make sure that you don't have any ski ramp, so the cards aren't ramped up. You know, but again, we have not really any visible lines in the front of the deck here. Everything's squared up, but we still have that pinky break in here that we've had the whole time. Okay, so that's the first two-handed method. The second two-handed method is coming in, and all you want to do is you want to have a break underneath that top card, okay? And with the top card here, and again, this is the two-handed method, okay? All I'm doing is I'm coming in and I'm trying to keep, and I'm trying to do this so we can see it in the camera the best. I'm trying to keep it so that that top card does not move, okay? And all the movement comes from the bottom cards, the cards underneath the deck, okay? And hopefully that makes sense on how I did that. So all we're doing is we're coming in, we're holding that top card, I'm dropping the rest of the cards. Okay, and again, I'm doing this under the guise of 3 fingers in front of hiding this movement, okay? And remember that you want to be focusing your eyes towards the audience when you're doing the pinky break, because most of the time what happens is the audience is going to be watching where your eyes are looking. So if you're looking down at the cards when you're doing the pinky break, they're going to see you do that movement. But if you do it in the guise of patter, you know, and I'm talking, bringing the cards back and forth, and all I do is I drop that deck when I'm doing this, I can throw that pinky break in without anybody even noticing, and I keep on talking and you know, and all that stuff. And all I did is I did a two-handed where I dropped all the cards and I have it again, you know, and back, and you can't see it from the front here. There's no visible lines. Okay, so that's the two-handed approach. The next one we're going to do is the one-handed approach. And this is a little bit tougher. It took a little bit of practice for me to get it down. And I still don't have it down perfect, but I have it down pretty good where you can actually pass it off. Doing it either, you know, invisibly or with, you know, just one hand here while I'm talking. And I just did it right now as we were talking. Or I could do it one-handed under the guise of the fingers in front here. Again, either way is acceptable. It's still a one-handed approach, but either way is acceptable depending on how you want to use it in your method. So here's how we do it, and I'm going to do it uncovered here. The first part we're going to work on is we're just going to work on beveling the cards. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the cards out. Okay, square them up and just push them out. Square them up and push them out, because that's all we're doing first part of the thing. The second part we're going to do is, I'll show you how we're doing this. We're going to bevel the cards. I'm just going to push that top card past the end of my middle and my ring finger there, so you can see how it's just pushed right past. And all I did is I push it right past like this. Okay. The next part we're going to learn with doing it one-handed is we're going to bevel it, push it past, and we're going to try to make that push past as little as possible, okay? And I'm trying to do it so the card goes in a line, so I don't go back with the card and make it very obvious. I'm trying to go so it's in line here. Okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to take my ring finger and my middle finger and push the card back and then square it up, or I can actually square it up with my thumb, okay? So I'm going to come in, bring it back with those fingers, and as I come back now, I'm going to take a pinky break. And if you look at it, this pinky break is really tiny right now, okay? And all we're doing is we're just doing the top card here, and I'm doing this again while I'm talking here, so that way it's not entirely visible when we're doing this, okay? And right now I have a little bit bigger of a pinky break, okay? And all this is just bevel and push the card, come in, pull it in tight, square it up, and again we have it under the top card, okay? And I can actually do this under several cards if I want, okay? So all I did is I pushed several cards over, and again we're put that finger in front here, several cards, so that way we have, you know, however many you want. And as you get better, you should be able to figure out, you know, how many cards do I have here. So that way when you do your pinky break, you can set yourself up for several different tricks. You know, so you can set yourself up for a, you know, the 2 of clubs here being the top card, but oh, wait a second, it really wasn't. It was the King of Diamonds, which is the double lift. And we'll get into, you know, different ways to do the double lift later on in this series. The last method we're going to go through for the pinky break is, and I'm going to show you how to do it from this way, is we're going to do our spreading the deck here. And when I get down to the last few cards, let's say I want to hit a pinky break under the last 3 cards, all we're going to do is we're going to come in, we're going to in-jog whatever card we're trying to break off to, and just slide the cards back together. So if you look from the side camera here, we have that card in-jog. And all we're going to do is we're going to come in and grab the card, our overcut method, okay, put our pinky in, and then just drop the cards back on top, okay? And I did that really open and really gross and really large movements here to show you guys what we're doing, but let's do it the way it really would look like. So we're going to come in, we're going to spread the cards until we see where we're at. I'm going to come in, throw the in-jog card in, and we're going to come in under the guise of squaring the deck and then throwing that pinky break in. So I'm squaring the deck here, and as I'm squaring it, I threw that pinky break in. Okay, and let me see if I can do it from this angle here, so that way you guys can see it a little bit better. So we come in, we spread the deck, and that's not a very pretty spread, but we got down to where we need to. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw that card down, slide the cards back in right away. So if you can see this in-jogged card here, and we're gonna come in, square the deck, and I'm just gonna grab the thumb and pull that card up so there's a pinky break there. So I can throw the pinky break in as we're squaring the deck, and hopefully I can see that off that side camera there. Okay, and then when we come back in, it's going to look like our normal dealer's grip. Okay, or that's mechanic's grip there. We can come in, we can make it look like a regular dealer's grip as well, and nothing has changed. Can't see it on the front there, but we definitely have a large break there. Right now I have my whole pinky in. Sometimes you're just going to put the meat of the pinky in, okay? And again, you want to make this look as natural as possible when you do it. Now, once you've mastered this, you're going to find this everywhere. You're going to find it in double lifts. You're going to find it in controls, forces, passes, false cuts, and all rely on a clean, invisible break. You know, think of it as kind of like a bookmark in the deck. It's going to be, you know, where all the magic happens, while everybody else sees nothing but order of the cards here. So now that you've got control over that pinky break and you've unlocked one of the most important fundamentals in card magic, your next goal is to go on and to perfect this so that you can use it like a pro, and to help you, you know, do other techniques that I've been teaching along the way here. Click on the link on the right hand side there, and that'll bring you to my Card Fundamentals playlist. Also, if you have the time, please make sure you give me a thumbs up, and make sure that you do subscribe here by clicking that button here right underneath the other side here. My name is Joe. This is my card magic journey. Let's make it yours too.